Welcome back to the Galaxy channel, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and you're gonna be glad you did because we have an excellent video for you this week. I haven't made a graphic design related video in a long time, so I thought that this would be the perfect chance to look at some brands that have redesigned their logos and give you my professional opinion of these redesigns as a graphic designer. Sounds fun? I thought so. All right, let's get into it. So I've been a graphic designer professionally for about 4 years now, but I've been doing graphic design for a lot longer than that. In fact, I started doing it when I was a teenager, and I don't have to tell you guys, I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm 30 now, so I've had a lot of time to get some experience designing logos, and I'll show you some of my logo designs right here. I do a lot of video work these days, but still when a logo design project comes across my desk, it's always something that I embrace. It's always a really interesting challenge as a graphic designer when you're working with logo designs. You have to, with such a small thing, such a small icon that people are only going to see in passing once in a while, you have to make an impression, create something that is going to stick in people's minds, but also something that represents the brand well. So we're going to get into some of the recent and, sort of recent history logo designs, and I'll give you guys my opinion, and we'll get some of your opinions down in the comments. Okay, let's get into it. So we're going to start off here with some logo redesigns that I actually like, ones that I can get behind and lend my support to. And the Slack logo is the first one that I want to talk about. I actually think that updating the Slack logo, which I believe they did like last year, I'm pretty sure, was a very good decision. The old logo, it's okay. It does this like color overlapping thing that I think was really popular at the time and has kind of gone a little bit more by the wayside now. The new logo is using the exact same colors, but I think to much better effect here. And yeah, I just find like this new logo looks much more modern, and especially when you see the old logo next to the new logo here, I'm just a fan of this one. It's an app that I use pretty much every day, and I always enjoy seeing the Slack logo redesign when I do. Another redesign here that I think is pretty decent is the new Oneplus logo, which also happened pretty recently, maybe last year. Not a huge change, obviously. This one definitely falls into the category of like small changes, but I do think that it is a little bit more modern. Maybe that like red box wasn't really needed. This new design here is looking pretty good, a little bit more modern for OnePlus. They make like cell phones or whatever, I'm pretty sure. I want to talk about the YouTube logo, which was changed not too long ago. Not a huge change, as you can see here. Still using the exact same font, still using the same colors, the black and red, the white. Adding the play button in there I think is a pretty nice touch. And again, kind of just like the Slack logo, I think that by comparison, this new logo does look quite a bit more modern. So yeah, I'm liking this, the new YouTube logo here. Next up, there have been quite a few car companies that have revamped their logos lately. We have some pretty good ones in here and also some not great ones. There's a few that I want to talk about. First of all, Kia has a new logo here. So far, I'm not really loving it. I don't think the old Kia logo was amazing either, and I don't think that they necessarily have the best reputation. People kind of know that they don't make the greatest cars. But yeah, the new logo is definitely more modern. I'm just not sure that it has any brand recognition. It's pretty different, and I think that it's just gonna kind of confuse a lot of people, to be honest. But I don't know, like I said, the old logo wasn't great, so I guess they don't have a whole lot to lose. Let's talk about the next one here. GM is another auto company, whatever you want to call it, that has upgraded their logo recently. When I first saw this, I thought that it didn't really work that well as a GM logo. The old logo has quite a lot of brand recognition. A lot of people know it, and I don't know, I find it has kind of like a strong feel. And GM is a company that makes a lot of like trucks and SUVs and whatnot, but then I found out that the new logo is kind of meant to represent how they're getting into more electric cars and that type of thing. So I don't have any problem with that. I'm a big fan of when companies do something that's a little bit more environmental, which is I guess what GM is kind of trying to signal here, or at least that they're a little bit more tech forward and stuff like that. So not so oil focused, I guess, which is always good. Next one here, the BMW logo. And I think that this logo is a good example of trends that have been happening recently, but I also think that this is just gone a little bit too far here, you know? There's a lot of brands that have been simplifying their logos lately, you know. It's been kind of the trendy thing to do. If you're going to redesign a logo, just make it a little bit more simple. In the case of BMW here, I think maybe they went a little bit too far, as I'm just finding that the new logo looks a bit plain, that's all. Okay, next up I want to talk about some logo designs that really I don't think are the greatest. Let's get into some of them. Here we have the new GoDaddy logo. I don't agree with this logo design, let me just say that. I think that the old GoDaddy logo was better. It was simple. You had the green color on there. I really don't like this new weird egg thing. I think it looks like a butt. I guess it's supposed to be like a G and a D or something. I don't know. I'm just not getting it. I use GoDaddy for to register some of my domains, but I think that their new logo is pretty whack, so this one's gonna go on the whack list. Next up on the whack list, Popeyes like just introduced a new logo last year, I believe. I'm not liking this one either. I think that their old logo was a lot better. I like the multiple colors that they were using before. I do like how they kind of took the jankiness off of the font. That's something that I can support, but in all, I don't think that they improved this logo really. Kind of an oversimplification, I think. The new Fisher-Price logo, it's barely different. This falls in the category of like, what was the point? I guess they have like 3 bumps on the thing now instead of 4. It's a little bit of a different red, I suppose, but this falls into the category of like, why? Why bother? And then this one, the Pepsi logo. This logo gets a lot of heat, and it's been out for a long time. I think it was 2014 when Pepsi introduced this new logo, but it makes a lot of the lists of people's most hated logos, so I just wanted to put it here. I don't think it's that bad. It's definitely not one of the best logos ever, but not one of the worst either. I don't think it deserves the amount of hate that it gets, that's for sure. And then something that I definitely need to address here. So with the Firefox logo here, Firefox got a lot of heat, a lot of memes coming out of this logo redesign. But looking into this, apparently this new, like the one that you see on the bottom here, this like new logo without a fox, isn't actually the logo for the browser. It's the logo for like Mozilla in general or something like that, or like a group of software. And apparently the fox is going to be staying on there. So Fox fans, have no fear. If you use Mozilla Firefox, I don't anymore. I use Chrome. But if you still use Mozilla Firefox, that fox isn't going anywhere. You're still going to see him on your little icon. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to create a quick video here, give you my initial thoughts as a graphic designer on some of these brands that have decided to redesign their logos. If you agree with me with some of my points here in this video, make sure that you leave a comment down below. If you disagree, don't bother commenting. No, I'm just kidding. You can leave a comment if you disagree as well. Obviously, if you have some other logo redesigns that you either love or hate, let me know about those down in the comments as well. But before I go, I just want to show you guys one thing. Probably difficult to debate. This is the worst logo design of all time. I don't think I need to explain why. Okay, see you next week.